Hey there, so today we're going to look at this thing. It's the VOX Cambridge 15. It's a practice amp. I believe these were released in the late 90s. They're and apparently there's a valve in here somewhere, or if you're American, a tube amp. So there is some valve power. I think that kicks in when you put the distortion on. And as hopefully you'll hear later, there's a really nice gain that cuts through when you turn this amp up a bit. And basically I just thought I'd demo this amp just to show what these things can do. I know they're still floating about, you can still pick them up sort of second hand. I've never had a VOX amp. This was very kindly donated, well, given to me by a close friend, and they just weren't using it. They weren't using it and said, yeah, you can have it, have a mess about. And it's great because I've used VOX amps before at gigs and rehearsals and things like that, when, you know, if you go to a venue or rehearsal space and there's been one available, but I've never had one at home and been able to really properly mess about with it. This isn't a big amp. It might look bigger on your screen than it is in real life. I don't know if because of the unorthodox way I'm having to film, the perspective's a bit skewed. I'm slightly behind the amp. But yeah, we're just going to go straight in today. We're going to do all the clean tones, we'll do all the gain tones, make some noise. There is a tremolo setting on here. Unfortunately the tremolo is broken. I don't know how to fix it. I'm good at just breaking electronics when I try and fiddle with them, so I haven't even attempted to try and repair that. So yeah, let me know if you know how to fix the tremolo. That'd be awesome. And if I do get it going, I'll do another video with the tremolo. But yeah, let's have a look at this amp and then we'll make a bit of noise. Okay, so let's have a good look at this VOX Cambridge 15. We'll get a good look at the front. Classic VOX logo there. You've got the Celestian valve power bulldog, it looks like. And we've got the settings on top. Let's just turn that around. So these are the settings. Input gain, you've got a gain boost, volume, mid-range boost, treble bass, tremolo, speed and tremolo depth. Foot switch option there, power. On this amp, unfortunately, the tremolo is not working. I'll have a mess about with it later. I'll show you what's actually happening here, and if anyone's able to troubleshoot and let me know what I can do without exploding the amp, that'd be amazing. Some technical spec there. You got headphones, connect to line out or an external speaker. Let's just have a look here. There's the speaker inside. VOX custom loudspeaker made in Milton Keynes, England. Well done, Milton Keynes. And that's it. It's not a big amp. In fact, for scale, what can I shoot? There you go. That's how big it is next to some vinegar. The good old vinegar scale. So, we're using the SG. This is on the clean setting. So, everything's off. We're going to try it with everything off, just the volume going up. This is off. Pretty dead, so the EQ makes a lot of difference. Let's test it out. Treble and bass midway. That sounds awesome. That's with the gain off, the volume all the way up, bass and treble midway. The only issue with that tone is that you got nowhere else to go volume wise if you're not using any gain, and the gain really adds a nice little sort of almost like a preamp style boost. So I'm just turning the gain up here. If I just play that same riff, whoa, I gotta turn that volume down, baby. That sounds so cool, man. And that's with the gain at about 10 o'clock, volume at about, I want to say 2 o'clock, treble and bass about midway. It's got that real warm Vox tone, just full sound, like if you're just finger picking stuff. Just sounds awesome, really warm. Now the gain really adds a lot of volume, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the gain right up on the clean channel. You can hear. I'm going to have to drop the volume because even in here 15 watt with this amp driven is sounding pretty insane and my neighbours might start yelling at me. So I'll drop the volume. So remember, this is still the clean channel. This is still clean, but I've got the gain all the way up. The treble's about 1 o'clock. The bass is just before 12 o'clock. So we've got a little bit of a crunchy punch. That just sounds awesome. How awesome is that, man? Just sounds so cool, man. Now remember, 15 watts, that's not even on the overdrive channel. That sounds so cool, man. Before we move over to the drive channel, I'll just show you what the mid-range boost does. So this is, I'll just play a little riff, and this is what it sounds like with the mid-range boost as well. So. it's pretty clear. It adds a bit of volume, and you can tell there is a bit more of a mid-range there. And if you're into that sound, that's great, because there's no mid button on this. Sorry, there's not a mid dial on this amp. It's quite a good tone if you like that indie punchy sound, isn't it? I don't like that tone, but you know, if you're into it, you're into it. That's cool. You can do it on this amp. That's the good thing. Now, what I do like on this amp is the gain channel. It really surprised me when I first started messing about with it. It's such a small amp. It's got one of the nicest sounding distortions I've ever heard. You know, for an amp this size, sort of home practice size. So let's give you a bit of the gain. I'm going to leave the settings, the clean settings, pretty much the same. So treble about 1 o'clock, bass about 10 o'clock, volume sort of midway. And I'm just going to up the gain level so you get an idea for how much this amp overdrives. Whilst editing, I lost a bit of footage, but it was basically me saying, here's the gain at 9 o'clock. Enjoy the sounds. Sounds so cool, man. I hope it's coming across on the camera how cool this sound is. This is halfway now. We're going midway in the gain channel. I'm going to have to drop the volume because it's getting pretty mad. I'm going to also lower the bass a bit. So I'm dropping the bass to just past 9 o'clock. Back at 10. That just sounds awesome, man. Like, just really warm, really lush. If you mess about with it with a bit more time, you can get some real clear definition with that lush, warm distortion. Equally, you can get this really cool, overdriven, almost bluesy gain as you up the gain channel. That was at midway. You can hear it. You can hear it really trying to push through there. This is with the gain at about 3 o'clock. I'm going to drop the volume again. Volume's at about 10 o'clock now. That just sounds awesome, man. That does sound awesome. Now we're going to go all the way, full gain, same settings, bass at about 10 o'clock, treble at about 1 o'clock, volume at about 10 o'clock. I would say if you're looking for like a metal tone, you're not getting that from this amp. This is sort of just a heavy overdrive distortion type sound. I love it. I absolutely love it. Hear that definition, man? This is fully overdriven as well. It gets a bit flubby on the older bass pickup. How cool is that gain, man? How cool. And for such a small amp, we're talking 15 watts, practice amp. And what's really cool is you can get these tones at a decent volume. So even with the gain, I can turn the gain all the way up, but just drop the volume. Even at a low volume, you can still get that awesome VOX distorted tone, and that's not gonna annoy anyone unless they walk into your room. That it's just cool, man. What an awesome sounding amp. You can also use the gain to get almost like a jazzy style sort of. Sounds awesome. So that's a bit of an idea of what this amp does. As I say in all my videos, gotta play with it for yourself to understand what it's like for you. But if you need a decent practice amp and you want something that's got that classic VOX sound, give this a go, man. This is just spot on. 15 watts, but it kicks out a hell of a lot of noise if you want it to. And I'd be happy to record little demos and stuff with this. The tone it gives out, absolutely. Particularly if you want that bluesy rock tone or just a warm sort of clean tone. It sounds amazing, to be fair. The only thing I can't show you is the tremolo. I'll show you what the issue is. Let's see how good my filming skills are to do this. Okay, so I'm going to try and film and play and show you at the same time. Alright, I'll put it... This is the issue I'm having. So it feels like there's a switch. So this switch seems to go up and down, alright? The tremolo depth, which I think is how you turn it on. But as you can see, it's just not doing anything. Neither of these are doing anything. Now, I can feel when you press down, I think that's when you're supposed to turn it on, and it feels like there's a switch movement. But even with that kind of switch movement, it's not doing anything. So that's the issue I'm having. If anyone knows what that's about, give me a shout, and hopefully I can get it sorted. Cheers. I don't think they sell these amps anymore. I think they're discontinued, but I'm just looking on Facebook Marketplace now. They're going quite cheap, like 70 odd quid, 60 odd quid. Again, depending on where you are in the country, it might be a trek to get them, but people are not asking for tons of money for them. So 60 quid for a practice amp of this quality, bargain, mate. Absolutely bargain. Absolutely, absolute bargain. If you can get hold of them and you want that classic Vox tone, go for it. Well worth a shout. What I might do, I've got another practice amp, cheapy crappy practice amp. Might do a comparison just to show you the difference. I know just from hearing this it's going to blow that other practice amp out of the water, to be fair, but I think it'll still be worth having a look. But yeah, that's it. The VOX Cambridge 15, an awesome little amp. It kicks out a lot of power. I'll still be using this for practice, for messing about, making some cool sounds, and if I was recording, you know, little demos or things like that, absolutely I'll be happy to use this. Particularly you got the line out as well if you want to go straight in. But yeah, nice one Vox, and thank you to my friend for kindly passing it on to me, because it is definitely going to get mucho usage. Big thanks to anyone that's watching. Please follow this channel, please comment if you've got one of these. Let me know what you think. I know there's I think there's a 30 watt option as well, so it'd be interesting to know how you use that and your thoughts on this amp, really, compared to other practice amps you might have. Also, if anyone knows how to fix that tremolo, let me know, man, because I'll be well up for hearing that, and if it does work, I'll do a quick little video to show you what that sounds like as well. But I hope this has been good, and big thanks to all of you for watching.